Introducing Cardano Mystics. 150 amazing cards. Stunning artworks and amazing characters. Tiger Paw, Crystal, Omara, Jin. Cardano Mystics. Coming soon.
We needed more.
We needed more. Focus, recovery, energy, stamina, hydration. We combined all 5 pillars of performance into one single form. We call it refresh technology.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Geek Infinity here on the Gorge Network.
God. That doesn't do shit.
And I come back with the ebony blade.
Enough is off him.
Just...
Get the fuck off me. They call me Garth Brooks. Yes, that and Dr. Digger Downs, BD.
Shoot him. Just put him down. Let's go.
Okay, I'm dead.
Gary losing
I'm
his
dead.
shit.
Literally on fire. You're big. You have no hair on you, and you're annoying. I think your voice just is god awful. So I think I'm going to call you Nappa.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
Come here! Yeah! That's how you end it. That's how you end it.
What is up, my geeks? Welcome back to Geek Infinity here on the Gorgs Network. I am your host, Sebastian Sands, and this is the show. Big shout out to our sponsors, Ray's Energy Drink. Save yourself 15% off by using the code GORGSUP. That's GORGSUP, GORGSUP, ladies and gentlemen. Use that link down below. Also, big shout out to Gorg Esports, Gorg Akuma, Cardano Mystics. Find out how you can become part of the Gorg Nation. And big shout out to Geek Infinity Media Team. So without further ado, let's get to the show. And today, as you can see, joined with Grey White Spoon of Great Spoon Productions. He's going to be streaming here pretty soon as well, and also joined with Pine Lord Duck. What's up, guys?
Yep.
I'll be right back. Let me go grab me a beer so we can get this going. Spoon, why don't you tell them a little bit about your stuff coming up?
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Good news, everybody. Actually, this is gonna be bigger news. I'm gonna start VTubing. Finally, Great White Spoon is going to make an appearance. So far, we'll just be playing games, so watching some videos, chatting here on VR Chat, Geek, or Sebastian. You know, classic VTuber stuff.
Oh, you didn't fix this mic.
Yeah, everything still works. We're almost done. We're getting there. We're very close.
Now there we go. Should be able to hear me again.
Yep.
Ooh. So how's everyone's night going tonight?
It's going.
Gundam.
Gundam. Oh, Gundam Evolution, huh?
Gundam these nuts.
Ah. Wouldn't that be Cumdom?
Tomato, potato. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Potato.
Cheers, gentlemen. Let's get this show on the road. Oh, yeah. Very good. That's very good.
If you're already jingling in the background, it's we got Lightblade's cat a new bell,
Nice.
so we know where he is at all times.
That's usually a good thing.
Yeah. Also, it's just hilarious seeing him just kind of flail around, wondering what the fuck is going on.
I know, right?
It's great.
I got your change. Oh.
Alright. I got the links ready.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, let's get to it.
Alright. Ooh.
out, Cell. The hell is this? It's an open challenge. All you need to do is stay in the room by yourself for 6 months, and then you win $1 million.
Sounds easy.
I can do
Yeah,
it.
right.
You know, I was created alone in a test tube for years in an underground bunker, listening to nothing but early 2000s rock bands.
Big man.
Well, you'll be glad to hear that you're not alone this time, Cell. Rex is doing it too.
What the hell does he need the
Big
money
man.
for?
I don't know. Anyway, see you in 6 months, Cell.
Big-headed Gilman.
6 months later.
Okay, you know what? Not Kermit. I don't like your
Check, check.
attitude. How
Oh,
about
that's
you
fine.
go into the corner of
There we
shame
go.
with not Charlotte?
We're not shallow. He's all shaking.
Well, you should have thought of that before you gave me attitude. Shut up, not Roshi!
Shut up now, Roshi!
That's it, not Kermit. You've done it now.
Cell!
Real Kermit?
Why are you blowing shit up at 4 a.m.?
It's 4 a.m. Wait, did I win?
What?
Did I win?
No, it's been 4 months.
4 months? This shit is rigged!
It's not rigged, Cell. You fucking suck. Besides, we have Rex and Bond participating too, remember?
Wait, Bond too? How are they coming along?
You can check them on the security cameras if you want.
Fight me.
Yeah.
Fight me. Fight me.
Fight me!
I've been doing this since you started.
You're joking.
You know, not sure if I should be concerned or impressed.
What about Bond? My God, he looks rough.
You can talk to him with the remote.
Hello.
Hello.
It's fucking Cell, you idiot!
What up, bro?
You look like shit.
I'm knee deep in shit.
What?
Dude, I ran out of toilet paper like 4 months ago. Sometimes, the hardest choices require the strongest wills. Kermit owes me a new jacket, by the way.
Right. Well, good luck
good.
with your situation.
Wait, do you smell that?
The shit? Yes.
No, not that. The smoke. Something on fire?
Oh! Yeah. I blew up my toilet.
Wait, you're still at a toilet?
Yeah? Why?
Dude, I wasn't joking when I said I was knee deep in shit right now.
Don't worry, Bond. I'm coming with the roll.
Ew.
Oh, wow.
Fight me!
Fight me!
Fucking Rex.
That's impressive.
It is.
Kermit, why the hell haven't we had a versus video? Hello? Kermit?
Huh? What? I wasn't staring at Keffel's ass.
What?
My God.
Huh. Roshi, goddammit, not you two! What the? Is that music? Where's that music coming from?
Rex love big booty bitches!
Big
Rex!
booty bitches.
He always was.
Damage has been cured.
You're all disgusting. Seriously? Falling victim to the cravings of the carnal flesh? Really?
Whoa, Cell! What are you doing staring at Kefla's ass, you fucking weirdo?
What? Oh, that wasn't me! That wasn't me!
Wow.
I did not. Cell?
What?
We have a problem.
Great! What's the problem?
Rex may or may not have a new ability.
Is it annoying?
No.
Kermit!
Okay, so I may or may not have been messing around with Rex's tail.
Hey, yo?
And basically, I accidentally activated drift mode.
The fuck? Why does he have a drift mode? Okay, that's actually kind of sick.
50% gliding, 50% drifting, 100% swag.
It's
Wow.
still annoying.
Hey! Hey, Rex! Do a flip! And need to not stick that landing. Okay, for the record, I did not put that school bus there. Ugh.
Nice.
Click.
Giggity.
It's not. Well, I think I'm here because someone thinks I have anger issues because of how I'm treating the Roomba. No, I think there's resentment there. I wanted to go into marketing, and he wanted me to be an indoor cat. Now we have 7 plants, and we're thinking about getting more. It's a lot to chew on, like actually chew on. That's what I do all day. No, that's fine. My earliest memory was being alone behind a Trader Joe's in Glendale. I thought my mother was this package of soft tofu that had fallen behind the dumpster. And one day it gets really hot, and the thing fermented, and I'm kneading it, right, and it just blew up all over me. And I'm just covered in chunks of what I thought was my mother. So do you think that's relevant? I think it was a one-step back week, and I did everything you said. Purr more, make eye contact, shit next to her on her bed.
Wow.
Oh, well, that might be the problem. Sure, she tries. She got me a peacock feather the other day. 1. Here's an idea. Get me the whole peacock and let me murder it on that jute rug you have. Which feels identical, by the way, to the scratching post. Identical. But no, that's not for Libby. Oh, man. What is this, pashmina? I don't even know what pashmina is. But this feels like fucking pashmina. Question.
Have you ever watched Mr. Moon?
No? Okay. So I'm sitting on his lap, and he's playing 20 questions.
There's one that he did for Second Life. Have you seen that one?
And so one of his friends says, does it have fur?
Yeah.
And he says, yes.
Excuse me.
Where does it leave me? You know? Yes, I'm in the right place. What does it say on the door? Cat therapist. I am a cat. You were a therapist. What the f***? This always happens. I'm more of a cat than that wrinkled pit bull that just walked out of here. Just do your magic, brain witch. So I wake up and I have this thing on my head. You ever had your head stuck in a box? It's sort of like that, but always. And my balls are missing. I'm not saying she did it, but she's acting like everything's normal. And this is not normal. Let's be honest. I mean, it's mainly been a physical relationship, which has been great, but I'm getting older. I'm almost 11. And you start thinking about what you have in common, and it's not that much. Oh, God, that's good. No, he puts me on Instagram all the time and says love of my life and all that. But then he disappears for hours, and when he comes home, he just doesn't jerk it like he used to. Oh, gosh, I meant the cat toy. That came out wrong. There's definitely something under the blanket. I'm telling you. We go to bed, it moves. I jump. Nothing there. It moves somewhere else. I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, but why do you assume it was me? You left for the bathroom, unprofessional, by the way, and I sat right here. Maybe it came like that, and you just didn't notice. Maybe you did it. Sure, I had those thoughts. I'd probably start with the eyeballs, and then go to the toes, but I wouldn't do it.
Wow.
Yep, that's her. I say, come to couples therapy, and she brings Candy Crush. It's 2019. Who plays Candy Crush?
Wow. The cat's kind of a dick.
Here are true facts about the mantis. If you asked a 14-year-old boy who happened to be a sexual deviant with a violent streak to draw you the perfect animal, he would draw you a mantis with a laser beam. There are many types of mantids, none of which have laser beams, but all of which resemble what would plop out of a nightmare that farted too aggressively. The mantis has puppy dog eyes, 5 of them. 2 large compound eyes and 3 quote normal unquote eyes on the top of its head. The mantis has excellent eyesight, which you hope it would, given the fact that it has 5 freaking eyes. The mantis is the only insect that can rotate its head 180 degrees. Therefore, they're the only insects that enjoy live tennis, and some forms of pornography that involve live tennis, which doesn't exist, but you're still going to Google it anyway. The mantis is not so gifted at the walking aspects. More of a wobble, really. Oh, hey there. You okay? But it has the gift of flight. Here a mantis prepares for takeoff.
Those
Is that really the best clip we have of that?
Yeah, they are.
Well, at least standing still, the mantis is a fearsome predator. It lashes out with its powerful spiked forelimbs, trapping its prey and eating it alive. What? I'm just touching him. Just kidding. The mantis has a complex
Just
chewing
kidding.
mouth. Understand it? Imagine if you had a mustache underneath your lip, made up entirely of fingers.
Nice.
It uses this mouth to first eat the appendages of its living prey. Basically, the difference between a teddy bear and a mantis is everything. As the mantis grows, it must hunt for larger and larger prey. That's right, it goes after freaking hummingbirds. When it's time to mate, the smaller male climbs on the back of a female, preferably one that's eating. If she gets bored, like this one obviously is, she will eat his face, and then the rest of him. It is the ultimate choice for male. Stay alive or get laid. Stay alive or get laid. When fertilized, the female lays her eggs in a styrofoam-like pouch, from which tiny little alien babies emerge. When ladybugs see one of our monster movies, they're not impressed, and they say, "Try spending a day down here with the mantis, you sissies."
You sissies. Nice.
Hey there. And here we will explore true facts about the mantis shrimp. The mantis shrimp is a living fossil of the prehistoric clown that all modern clowns evolved from. It is both beautiful and... Wait, is that a fishtail? What are you doing to that fish? The eyes of the mantis shrimp are among the most advanced eyes in the animal kingdom. These are very complicated eyes. Lots of tiny little eye parts moving in different directions. It's impossible to get a read on what these little bastards are thinking. Is it mad? No. Each of our human eyes creates a single picture, and the two together means that we have binocular vision. Each one of the mantis shrimp's eyes creates 3 separate images, a trinocular eyeball, and it has 2 of them, which means that it's sexnocular. Dirty science. Whoa, what was that? You can clean your eyeballs? That's crazy. Human eyes can detect 3 color wavelengths. The mantis shrimp can detect 5,400 of them. Just kidding, they can detect 12, 9 more than we can. But it's less impressive now, isn't it? Just 9, whatever. Imagine a color that you can't even imagine. Now do that 9 more times. That is how a mantis shrimp do. Oddly, the mantis shrimp is pretty bad at discerning the colors that humans can see, which is probably why it dresses like an idiot. And this explains the modern clown as well. And just like the modern clown, the mantis shrimp has a psychopathic killing instinct.
Wow.
Mantis shrimps are generally divided into 2 categories. The first, the spearers, have spiny barbed front scooping claws designed to snag and stab prey. The spearers play a version of hide-and-go-seek, which pretty much sucks for anyone that isn't hiding. Kind of a crappy game, not for kids. Alternatively, the smasher mantis shrimp have little Edward bowling ball hands that they use to punch the crap out of basically everything. They have the fastest punch in the world with the same acceleration as a .22 caliber bullet. To a mantis shrimp, kung fu looks like tai chi. The mantis shrimp can deliver a blow with 1,500 newtons of force, which tells you what a sissy punch Newton must have had. That punch is so powerful that the universe can't even handle it.
Wow.
Water moves out of the way so fast that little vacuums are formed, called cavitation bubbles. These bubbles collapse immediately, and the force of that collapse creates a second shock wave, and even generates light and heat. That's some Mortal Kombat finish.
Oh, hey, Elias. And I see Vindy in the chat as well. Oh, I love True Facts. Yeah, this is True Facts.
That guy just handed him his own arm? That's crazy.
Fuck. How's everyone doing tonight?
One day, that's it. That's the whole story. Even the octopus, who's quite a badass, can't deal with these little psycho bastards. If you're afraid of...
I know, right?
What the hell, man? The crab alone.
That would explain why he was in the trash can in Shark Tale.
That's true.
Very afraid.
Wow. Good shit.
Yeah, those look fucking crazy. Bye.
Elephant.
I own you.
Mammoth.
Oh.
Yeah, it hurts like shit.
Here we will explore true facts about the frog. Frogs are not merely proof that French people will put anything into their mouths. They are also amphibians, which means
That's
that
some Mortal Kombat finishing move shit right there.
Oh, that was pretty cool. Did you see that? It has a transparent eyelid. Good for sexy winking. The frog begins its life as water larvae that resemble gigantic sperms, which should make you appreciate how tiny our sperm is. If our sperm was that big, it would be uncomfortable for everyone. Think about it. Now stop thinking about it, you perv. After a time as a Spanish water-breathing vegetarian, the larvae undergo a rapid 24-hour metamorphosis, reabsorbing their tails, growing limbs and lungs, and emerging as graceful adult frogs. Although now an air breather, the frog still relies on its permeable skin for oxygen and keep its skin moist by producing mucus. Imagine
That's a big ass
sneezing,
frog.
but to your entire body. That is how a frog do. Every couple of days the frog sheds its skin, and as the French may or may not do, it eats its own full-body booger in public. Perhaps the taste of booger awakens a taste for flesh, for the adult frog preys upon the living. Whoa, settle down there, Spazzy. Luckily for this mouse, the frog eats worms and holy crap. Strike that, not lucky.
Yeah, Pac-Man frogs will eat anything.
Yes, and just like the French, the frog has a taste for frog. When Kermit first met Miss Piggy, he said, "Be careful, I might eat you." And that became one of the biggest miscommunications of all time. Right now, you're probably wondering, am I a frog? How could I tell? Here's a simple test. Listen to this. If that turned you on, you might be a frog, because all of those frogs were basically saying, "F me," except that last one. He was just saying, after a female is chosen...
Oh shit, man. Fucking shit.
He climbs on her back and holds her very tightly in what is known as amplexus. Oh, that's sad.
Highly educational.
The little eyeball peeking out of the bottom. It's not where you want to be.
It's
amplexus
not where you want to be.
Sometimes lasts for days and doesn't really look all that sexy. The squeezing, however, triggers the female to release her eggs, which he then fertilizes externally. Messy, froggy style. The fertilized eggs lack a shell and are fragile and must be kept moist and protected. Some frogs take this very seriously. The unusual Suriname toad, yes, toads are frogs, moves the eggs to her back. The eggs then sink into her flesh to form safe pockets in which the larvae develop. That is very disturbing to me. I have nightmares where that happens to my legs. Oh, you can see them moving. Oh, all right, they're coming out. Look away. Look away.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not looking. That is traumatic. Oh. Always remember, practice safe sex, or your back might just get pregnant.
Should look up the chameleon.
Where? Should I look up the
There's a little
chameleon?
red rocket in that one. Whoop. I'll play that one next.
Today we will explore the culture of the macaque. Jerry, how do you say this one? You think it's macaque? No, it's too long to be cock. Maybe macaque?
Macaque.
Oh, macaque. All right. Koshima Island in the south of Japan is home to a number of Japanese macaques. These macaques have been provisioned for nearly 75 years. This means
Do you want to see macaque?
Sweet potatoes
It's like, wow.
and research them, which is cool. Think of it as an all-inclusive
check out
nudist
macaque.
resort.
Yeah,
Except
check
I
out
guess
macaque
only
right
sweet
here.
potatoes are included, and strangers are watching you and taking notes. It's creepy, actually. But it's better than sitting up in a tree in the middle of a snowstorm, so not a bad gig for a snow monkey.
Oh gosh, I forgot to tell you. They're also called snow monkeys. Sorry, I swear, look up a picture of a dictionary inside of a moron and you'll find me. Let me explain. Japanese macaques also live in the mountains in the north of Japan, where it snows quite a bit. No other non-human primate lives in colder places, and the human primates that do are constantly bitching about it. Except for the Canadians, they keep it all locked up inside.
I mean,
These macaques
I'm not gonna
are
argue.
good at
In
the
New York,
winter
we bitch
thing.
about it all the
As the
time.
temperature gets colder, their fur gets thicker, except on their butt. They don't have fur on their butt. I feel like that's a miss. But it looks like
I feel like that's a
fun, doesn't
miss.
it? Playing in the snow and what is that? Eating bark? Alright, I'll be honest with you. It looks like a crappy time to me. Out there freezing your nitzels off and eating bark. However, listen to this. In the
hummingbird.
1960s, some young Japanese macaques, hippies, were spotted using an outdoor
Macaques,
hot spring
hippies.
at a resort. Resorts full. Dad joke. And once those young macaques dipped their freezing buttsicles in that
Terrible.
warm water, they got used to it. And pretty soon, all their macaque friends were showing up. And you know what happened next? The peoples built those macaques their own hot spring park. When does that ever happen? You try it. Get a group of friends and hang out naked in your neighbor's hot tub. You won't get a free hot tub out of it, I'll tell you that. But that's what happened. And they've got a good sitch. They got their own hot spring, and people pay money to take pictures of them taking a bath. All right, it's a little weird. Now, you see that? I wouldn't do that. I would drink from it. Hot tub water, it's like a used soup. Who knows what everyone's doing in there? Like, look at these three. The one in the middle's totally peeing. He's trying to be low-key about it. And the one on the right keeps looking over. He's onto him. And then 3, 2, 1. The one on the left felt it. Hot tub got hotter. Meanwhile, this one's warming up his noodle on the hot water pipe. And then she comes along and says, I'll take it al dente. She's clever like that. And they get right into it, and they're both balancing on the pipe, and that's not a euphemism. And it doesn't last that long, maybe because it's cold out there, and they both want the pipe. Again, not a euphemism. But she sits upright, probably because it feels good on the swelling. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you about the swelling. I'll explain after a brief message about our sponsor.
Purely.
This is not
Also,
your ordinary
I've
monkey
seen
in a
the show.
bathtub.
It is
This one's
fucking
pissed off
fantastic.
or yawning, I can't tell. This is Hit Monkey, a new highly accessorized
I
character
love this
Marvel
show, by the
Contest
way.
of
It's fucking
Champions.
great.
A free-to-play fighting game that you can play in your bathtub.
Monkey is great.
Hit Monkey joins a gigantic cast of animal-based characters, all of which seem to have a bit of a chip on
It's
their
literally a
shoulder.
monkey that
But
becomes
how
a
many of them have a foot
or a
gun? Hit Monkey
Japanese,
does, along with a very well-fitted
macaque.
suit.
And
on
how's
his
your
back.
night going, Vindy?
You can play as this little raccoon fellow with his orange pantsuit, who prefers weapons that are disproportionately large. Then there's like this duck that's not a duck, it's like a tongue lure thing, which is frankly terrifying, but also kind of amazing. But the important thing is that Hit Monkey and Tigra are new this month in the contests. You can play as them and over 170 other Marvel characters right from your mobile device. Download Marvel Contest of Champions from the App Store or Google Play. It has a monogrammed tie clip. Very stylish. You'd call him Hip Monkey. Or not. Where were we? Oh, right. Swelling. Let me explain. See the one on the left wearing the kind of creepy hockey mask? Right. Well, actually, that's a backwards
upside
monkey,
down
and that's
hockey
its butt.
Yeah, it
It's a
does.
great butt to have if you like sitting in trees. It's got these hardened pads on it called ischial callosities. Might be a little easier to see on a crested macaque. It's sort of like when you get a hemorrhoid, the doctor gives you this kind of butt donut pillow. It's like that, except the pillow in this case is made out of the hemorrhoid. Not really, but like a comfortable hemorrhoid. Anyway, if you play the footage backwards, it looks like a really weird one-way show. Now, around the time a female macaque is fertile, the skin of her genitals and perineum, the science word for taint, swells as a sort of sexual signal. The degree of the swelling depends on the female and the species. We'll take a test. See if you can spot someone that's ready to mate. All right? Do you need more time?
Holy crap!
Oh.
Right, because that could be a nose. Anywho, that's what I meant by swelling in the pipe-laying footage. That one was a euphemism. Back to the macaques in the hot spring. I know what you're thinking. That looks pretty chill, but it's not really that chill. I mean, it's not chill, but it's not chill. These are
It's not
fairly
chill.
secret society. Each of these macaques has a rank within the troop. It's sort of like in middle school when you went to your friend's house and you found a list he made of his friends in order, and you're not even in the top 5, which is bullshit because you lent him your bike. Anyway, it's like Game of Thrones, but with less nudity. And if someone gets caught drinking monkey soup where they shouldn't be, things get ugly. But violence is dangerous. Sorry. But violence is dangerous.
Oh, wow.
Even a small injury can lead to death because they haven't invented doctors yet. Sorry, look at this one backwards. Instead of fighting all the time, they have a number of ways reinforcing the social order, like the grooming each other thing. I mean, it's really just non-stop, but it's a good way to check in and de-stress. And they'll back right up into it too, because nothing says I trust you more than putting your junk 2 inches away from someone's giant teeth. Macaques are also very good at communicating with their faces. Jerry, when you watch one like this pigtail macaque, it can look like when someone gets a little too into a TV show and starts acting out the characters with their face. Marriage? But Papa would never allow it. Elope? What about the zombies? These expressions can help reinforce rank. For example, a submissive macaque might grimace, which looks like a smile, but it's like that weird smile you get when somebody's being to you, and later on you're like, why was I smiling? Then there's lip smacking, which is like when you get nervous and start talking really quickly, except in this case there's no
That's
words.
really good.
That, by the way, is lazy
Like,
dog.
why the fuck am I smiling?
However, in some species, these same gestures can be a sign of friendship and affiliation. I mean, that looks nice right there. We should all be doing a bit more of that. Better than arguing on Facebook anyway. But don't think that this is a society held together by some alpha male grabbing noses. There is an alpha male, but the power is very much centered on matrimony.
Let's be on VR chat. Just grabbing snooters.
Form alliances and will stay in the troop their
I'm
whole
taking your
lives.
snooter.
Young males, on the other hand, are more or less kicked out around
I'd be
puberty,
taking
which I'm sure
snooters.
is awkward. Charlie, do you remember how I told you your father went out for cigarettes and never came back? Yeah. Well, I'd like you to get some cigarettes now.
Well, I'd like you to get some cigarettes now.
Macaques are smart. Long-tail macaques figured out how to use stone tools to crack open shellfish, and then they applied those techniques to a new food,
chimpanzees are actually
it seems that some troops have their own preferences for types of stones. So what about Japanese macaques? What sorts of things are they learning and passing down? For that, let's go back to the snow monkeys that live on the beach. The ones that probably just ordered 2 sweet potatoes at some point, but Instacart delivered 2 duffel bags worth instead. You know it's happened to you. So in the 1950s, a 1.5-year-old dead macaque was a... Jerry, is this right? It was dead? Oh, I see. It has since died. You can see how that's confusing. In the 1950s, and not dead yet, can we just leave the dead part out? A 1.5-year-old macaque was observed washing a sweet potato in a freshwater stream. And this was a brand new behavior. They named this macaque Imo, which means potato. And that's why you have to be careful about what you get washing, by the way. Might be your nickname. That's what Josh Balls in the Sink Spectre always told me. This new behavior spread first laterally to Emo's siblings and playmates. The kids always start the cool trends. Then it was passed up to the mothers. As it spread, the behavior changed and they started taking the sweet potatoes to the salt water of the sea. The washing continued there, but some started to dip between bites. They were using salt as a seasoning for their potato, 2/3 of the way to a French fry. Get these guys a deep fryer. I'm sure a few might fall in, but that's how I learned to swim. Now, in the first generation of potato washers, this behavior spread from the youngsters to the adults. In the next generation, however, the bebés learned from their mothers, watching as they were carried along down to the water's edge. But Emo was not done innovating yet. She's like a little genius monkey. In addition to the sweet potatoes, grains of wheat were scattered around the beach. Emo figured out instead of picking up the grains one by one, which is a huge pain in the butt, she could scoop up a bunch of sand that had grains in it and bring that over to the water. Toss that in and the wheat grains separate out. Kudos to her, I wouldn't have figured that out. I'd still be back yelling at whoever scattered the grains in the first place. I mean, who does that? It's like saying you're gonna bring Pringles to a party and then crumbing them all up and shoving them in your pants. Sure, technically you brought them, but nobody wants to eat them that way. Anyway, Emo died many years ago, which is sad. Who knows what else she might have come up with. But her innovations gave us a peek at how macaques learn new things, and how those learnings become traditions. They're passed down through the generations. Perhaps the building blocks of nature.
Lesser primates.
So it's macaque. All right.
They're catching up to us.
The genus name is what? Macaca. We'll throw macaca up on the screen. Okay, macaca, I see it. Jerry, don't do that. Leave macaca where it was. Don't play with it.
Watch it too streams at once.
Raspberry here has learned how to use a stick.
Oh.
Nope, she's just being to pepper. We can't use that.
Waka waka waka.
Here are true facts.
Do you hear that?
Chameleon. What is it? The chameleon? That word really looked like it was going to be more fun to say. The chameleon is like an ordinary lizard that got all tricked out by that old guy in the James Bond movies that hands out the little spy toys. The chameleon's upper and lower eyelids are fused to form a small hole just large enough for its pupil. Its little spy eye can rotate nearly 180 degrees in all directions, giving it a remarkable field vision. Furthermore, each eye can move independently of the other, allowing the chameleon to look at two things at once. This, however, makes it painfully obvious when the chameleon is no longer paying attention to you. However, when the chameleon spots its prey, both of its eyes lock on its target. If you were Jiminy Cricket, you would shit your pants right about now. The most impressive spy weapon that the chameleon has is its tongue, the longest tongue in proportion to its body of any animal. It keeps its tongue folded inside of its mouth like an accordion until it's ready to fire with the aid of a collagen catapult. Wait, he missed it. Why are we showing that? Good trying? This is as close to French kissing as chameleons come, because if they committed to further, they would both explode. The chameleon has a prehensile tail and cool little alien karate chop hands, which allows it to live in the trees. Here on a high-up branch, the chameleon displays its elegant mating ritual. Like a ballet, really. Dainty. Like James Bond, he approaches his mate with a pickup line buried in sexual innuendo. How do you take your coffee? 1 hump or 2? I mean, I want to hump you. Oh, she doesn't like you. Whoa, she really doesn't like you. But when a match does happen, it's magical. Oop, red rocket. Let's blur that, please. Blur it. Yep. Perhaps the greatest deception that the spy lizard chameleon has ever achieved is deceiving humans into thinking that they change colors in order to blend in with their surroundings. They do not. They change color based on temperature and their mood. The only surrounding this could help them blend into would be a sad clown convention. The color changey shifty thing is still cool as hell though, and it works because the chameleon has a living tattoo. Cells called chromatophores in its skin can control the distribution of pigment within them. When the pigment is densely packed in the center, the cell is basically transparent. But when it spreads out, the appearance of color emerges. Remember, if someone says you disguise yourself like
really
a chameleon,
quick, and then I'm going to turn my camera on and
your mom.
be on mirror chat.
That usually shuts them up. What are you doing right now? This is kind of awkward. Do you want me to shake your hand? Resulting structure. This is the hummingbird. Hummingbirds are tiny little birds. So tiny that moths are sometimes mistaken for hummingbirds. And the blue jays, you know how they are. They tease, "Where's your poopa?" And then the hummingbirds like it's pronounced pupa and not a moth. But if you start correcting the pronunciation of a book, you're a nerdbird. And they're like, "Hey nerdbird, are you gonna stick your freaky fingernail tongue into some flower's sexy hole?" And to be honest, that one is actually fair. They do have a freaky little tongue. We'll get back to that in a second. But you don't just wake up one day saying you want a deep tongue of flower, just like no one has a to-do list that includes trying to snort cocaine residue out of a shag carpet. It's just the sad outcome of a very serious addiction. Flowers contain nectar, which contains sugar, and hummingbirds are addicted to it. Jerry, I don't need the phonetics, I can read. But this isn't some hiding a bunch of Kit Kats in random drawers around the apartment kind of sugar addiction. You know who you are. These little hummers drink more than twice their body weight in nectar each day, using their tongue. And this is no ordinary run-of-the-mill tongue. The back part is fleshy like ours, but it has a bone in it, don't judge. The long front part, however, is made of keratin, like a fingernail. And this fingernail tongue grows in a curious shape. If we zoom in, you can see that a cross-section of the tongue looks like 2 tadpoles that got into an argument. On closer inspection, it looks like a thumb smear wipe of mucus on a windshield. But magnified further, it resembles fancy reclaimed wood cheese board you got as a gift, but don't use because cheese gets in those little cracks and holes. It's bullshit. However, if you zoom in all the way, you know what that looks like. That is the pattern on a Mead composition notebook, the very pattern that contains a spot that looks precisely like a cross-section of hummingbird beak. Anyway, you can see that it forms two not rolled up all the way fruit roll-ups. I know what you're thinking, two straws, right? Wrong. As if nature ever does things the easy way. Even if you close the tubes up, they back into that fleshy baby, so no sucky-sucky. Instead, Dr. Margaret Rubega and her team discovered these are flexible mechanical pumps. When the hummingbird sticks out its tongue, it smushes these tubes in its beak parts. A thin layer of water molecules keeps it smushed, even though it wants to return to its tube shape. On contact with the nectar, the whole thing springs open and pulls the nectar into the tubes. The loaded tongue is pulled back into the beak, where the nectar is squeezed out during the next tongue flattening. And this all happens very quickly, 15 licks every second, and they will take over 1,000 of these drinks a day. That's a lot of lick friction, and so this fingernail tongue is continuously growing as the tip wears down. But these little badasses make the most of everything, and even the wear and tear is an engineering marvel. Watch what happens right at the end of the tongue. Whee! Like a party. The tip of the hummingbird tongue is the ultimate split end. The two tubes separate and begin to fray, sort of like the leaves on a tropical plant. The resulting structure looks like two tiny feathers that fairies might tickle each other with. When this bifurcated tip enters the nectar, the fronds spread out, like a centipede trying to give a hug. This little nectar mop increases the surface area at the tip of the tongue, and helps to get into those hard-to-reach places inside a flower's nutty bits. As it exits the nectar, the whole structure closes back up, trapping additional sugar sauce that wasn't pulled up into the tubes. When a hummingbird says just the tip, you might be licked by in an instant. Jerry, that's a moth. So anyway, they're out there flip-flapping all over the place, hitting the juice with their freaky tongue, and they're tweaked out. You've been there. It's like cramming for a test with a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper. All jittery, and you have to pee every minute. I'm telling you, everything's up to 11 with these tiny puffball junkie birds. And when they're hopped up looking for that next flower fix, their little wing parts are going at 30 to 40 flaps per second. And their heart, forget about it. Well, not before I say it. It's like a speed core set at an EDM concert, somewhere between 500 and 1,000 beats per minute. Now forget about it. And they run hot. You can see it on these tie-dye cam. Friggin' science hippies. 104 degrees Fahrenheit, which is approximately, look it up on Google yourself, Celsius. Friggin' metric system. Takes all the romance out of measurement. I want my units based on the size of a king's unit. That's what a shitload is. 1 king's loaf. Anyway, these jacked up hummers are caught in this crazy trade-off. If you want to take 1,000 drinks, you have to be quick in all directions, so you get small, and you can't store what you eat as fat or it'll slow you down. So you end up constantly converting the sugar you eat to energy so that you can get more sugar to eat. And if you stop, you starve. It is a vicious bicycle. Jerry, it's cycle, it's not short for bicycle. So with all that going on, you can't blame them for being a little bit aggro sometimes. And by a little bit, I mean crouching tiger asshole hummingbirds with aggro. They can be vicious little bastard birds. It's like MMA, but on a trapeze, and with swords. It's a Jet Li movie. Hummingbirds will often aggressively defend a territory. They have remarkable spatial memory, and their territory can be a long path of flowers that they visit each day, referred to as trap line. But of course, a well-hung feeder is motherlode. Jack Floyd would have a field day with that sentence.
Welcome to the stream.
Your patio is basically a SummerSlam wrestling event, with tiny birds beaking the shirt out of each other. Some species take it a step further, and the males have full-on weaponized beaks, complete with dagger-like serrated toothy things on their tomia, the outside borders.
Let's get this camera turned back on.
Well as
it's been way too long since I've had my camera on.
Too dangerous. I mean, if they find a dead one, take the beak off and make 2 saws out of it. Use them to cut down twigs to make toothpicks. That's how they're made, and that's how fairies put food on the table. And I'll in the cup if you say otherwise. These shorter weapon beaks are most likely less efficient for feeding, but the trade-off allows them to defend the flowers that they like the most, sending the other hummingbirds who don't want to deal with crazy farther afield. Now, you can imagine that after a long day of running on fumes, all tweaked out and getting the crap tweaked out, you'd start feeling ridden hard and put away wet. What is that, Jerry? That sounds dirty. It's about what? Jerry, we don't use that word. Oh, I see. horse. You're saying a horse. Well, that's perverted, Jerry. When cold or darkness makes it too costly an energy for the hummingbird to keep up its habit, it goes into something called torpor, the hummingbird version of a sugar crash. It's extreme. It's like a
There we go. Our camera is active. How y'all doing? It's been way too long, and I missed you. Cheers.
Around it. Its heart rate drops from over 1,000 beats per minute to under 100. This allows the hummingbird to use just a fraction of the energy it expends during the day, which prevents the bird from starving to death. In this state, the bird is offline and cannot respond to outside stimuli. Two tendons in their landing gear lock their little bird feet in place, so they can hang on, even if the naughty teenage fairies come and tip them over in the middle of the night. When it's time to wake up, it can take them up to 20 minutes to shiver and shake their way up to normal body temperature. And of course, the first thing they do is...
So I have a bit of a runny nose as well, so
the hummingbirds
bear
start
with
to
me.
get horny, and they prepare to do a kind of reverse spring break. While college students fly south to sip on drinks with flowers in them and get laid in places like Cabo San Lucas, hummingbirds leave places like Cabo San Lucas and fly north to sip on flowers with drinks in them and get laid in places like Toledo. I'm not fussing on Toledo. I'll leave that to the hummingbirds. Sorry. But first, they must fatten up for the journey. They will nearly double their weight, so they have the energy reserves for these intense journeys. It can even take some of these little chubby puffballs across the Gulf of Mexico. Hummingbirds eat insects in order to round out their diet with vital amino acids and fats. Although it looks a bit like trying to catch a fly with tweezers, their bottom beak part is flexible and both bend downward and widens when they open their mouths, right before it all snaps shut. They are stealing food directly from a spider's web, while it watches no less. It's the second crappiest thing they do to spiders.
A little bit of a
After
runny
they
nose.
migrate, they are ready to bump uglies, so to speak. And it's like the balcony scene in Romeo and Juliet, but the agro-musical theater version. Males put on quite a show. Little aerial dances where they puff out their gorgets, which is like a built-in ascot. But in terms of impressing the females, the males have one more trick up their... well, you'll find out.
Oh,
With
wow.
a female perched below, the male climbs high up into the sky above her. When he is satisfied with his ups, he turns around and heads downward in an arc, flapping his little wings to gain speed.
Yeah, it'd be like that, don't it?
Reach nearly 50 miles per hour. As he approaches the bottom of the arc, just above the female,
Bottom.
he flashes his gorget and makes a
Bottom
sound.
behavior.
That was an Anna's hummingbird, but each species makes its own sound. The black-chinned hummingbird makes this sound. The rufous hummingbird sounds like this. And then there's the calliope hummingbird, the smallest bird in North America. It does a little barrel roll right at the end. Let's listen. For science, let's slow that down. A little bit
That
more.
sounds like a...
For science.
For
These
science.
birds are not made with their mouth parts. They're made with their butts, sort of. You may
Yeah,
notice
it's a
at
fart.
the bottom of the arc, the male
It's a fart, my guy.
fans out his tail feathers. Dr. Chris Clark and his team put some of these feathers into a wind tunnel. I mean, if you had your own wind tunnel, you'd put all kinds of crap in. Not a baby, not mayonnaise, but definitely the butt feathers of a bird.
I
They
mean,
found that these tail feathers are
naturally. I mean,
specialized
where else
to
are you
make
gonna put
sound
'em?
as air rushes past them.
Oh, hey, Luna, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Make different sounds.
And yeah, there's gonna be a lot more going on back here and everything. Tomorrow, well, tonight, I'm gonna be doing some reorganizing of some stuff and getting it a little more back to Geek Infinity. You know what I mean?
Butt feathers as an instrument. Imagine impressing your date on a picnic by climbing up a large hill.
Starting with the
running down
camera.
as fast as you can, and right when
I
you pass
missed
them,
being on
spreading your
camera.
cheeks and that is how hummingbirds do. If the female is up for it, then they will rub their cloacas together. Not totally sure how the position works. Lots of feathers in the way. But there's rubbing. Then the male
Oh,
flies
wow.
off, and the female is left to do everything else.
Want to go get
And she's
cigarettes?
good at it too.
What to go get
She
cigarettes?
builds a tiny
Remember
nest
when I
and
told you
flushes
your
them
father
out
went to go get cigarettes and never came back? I'm asking you to go get cigarettes. I'm asking you to go get cigarettes now.
Designed to stretch as the eggs
Wow.
hatch and the
Now
babies
that...
grow. During this
That's
time,
cold.
she must protect
That's
her
cold
nest
game.
as well as find food, both for herself and to puke into her waiting babies' beaks. To keep her biz warm at night, she will avoid torpor and keep her little engine running day and night. All
Day
of
and
this,
night.
and then one day
Vroom,
they
vroom.
are grown,
Following the
ready
rules.
to venture out. What was that? Seriously, Jenny, I'm trying to do the ending, and you have a psychedelic bird bit taking a shit right on screen.
They do be like that, though.
I mean, the
They
point is
do.
gonna be
Oh, yeah.
don't do drugs.
Obviously.
Not a lot of them, anyway. Everything in moderation.
Oh,
Except
wow.
Moderation. You do that all the time. I mean, if you wake up and your tongue is in the shape of a crack pipe, like that's a good sign. I mean, it's a good sign that it's bad. The hummingbird is a pollinator.
Wow.
As it sticks its beak into the flower's hole, it gets the flower's male stuff all over its face. Jerry, I can't read this. I don't care if that's how the flowers get all pregnant. It's smut.
It's
Jerry,
smut.
That's a moth.
Smut, Jerry.
Smut.
Do better,
This
Jerry.
episode
Do
is
better.
Sponsored by Brilliant. Learn and think. This charming little fellow is an echinoderm in the class.
Oh, no.
Holothurids are often referred to as sea cucumbers because some of them look like cucumbers of the pickling variety. But in case
How's
of
your
one,
night
it's
going,
not that
Luna?
simple. You can't just name things.
I hope
with
you're
the
having a
like
great
sea
one. I hope
turtle.
everyone out there's having a great night.
There's rules to it. Fat fish, ocean loaf. Those wouldn't fly either. They're not named things like demon feces or pug with a weird baby face on it. It's cucumbers, all right? Have some respect. Anyway, let's up a bit and start right before the beginning.
That's fair.
Yes,
It's a
on
fair
the
place.
surface, and male sea cucumbers begin by arching their bodies upwards, what is known as the cobra position. Slowly at first, the males release sperm into the water from a small hole called a gonopore. Jerry, I told you I don't want that shrimp knot. See, what did I tell you? It's wearing the ejaculate like it's a house coat. Eating it? Well, that's even worse, Jerry. Look at that one, shoveling it right in, isn't he?
That is
I
even
guess
worse.
from the shrimp's perspective, pretty exciting. It's like being on a splash pad where not cheese comes out the holes. What, Jerry? Why
Oh,
not
yeah.
sperm? Why didn't I say a splash pad where sperm comes out the holes? Well, Jerry, that wouldn't be an analogy. That's what's happening. They probably have that in Vegas. Sorry,
Oh,
I got
wow.
distracted. Downstream from the males, the females catch the drift. Literally. You know, Marjorie, there's a little something on your cheek. Let me get it for you. Oop. Marjorie, I think it's time we release our eggs. And that's what they do. They release their eggs, and then there's sperm and eggs floating around.
Oh, yeah,
together.
Luna, my night's
It's
going
like
great.
an orgy for introverts. No need to interact. Anyway, when a sperm and egg cell meet, they
Never go swimming,
fuse,
kids.
and then they divide and
My night's
grow.
going great, you know, hanging out with friends,
Now, in
getting some
Latin,
drinks,
they know how
got
to
some
give
good
a name.
smoke in.
This first stage, they're called
It's gonna be a good
auricular,
night.
or
We
little
got the
ear.
camera back
It
on.
spins around and
I'm
listens until
enjoying it.
becomes
I'm having a
dolly
great
eye,
night.
or little bell. This is when it
I hope everyone out there
naturally
can hear me,
goes through a
you know.
metamorphosis. On one side of its body, this little ring thing develops with tubes coming off.
And I know
it,
it's a little
including
different
underwater
seeing me on
processes
camera,
that
but
work on
hey,
their tentacles and their
it's been
feet.
about like 3
After some
months.
rearranging, it emerges as a pentacula, or five-tentacled thing. And that's the thing about studying Latin. You'd think it'd be all about toga parties and orgies, but then you find out the only people that use it are the science hippies. I mean, sure, they were a good orgy, but when it's done, good luck finding your Birkenstocks in that pile. Anyway, most sea cucumber babies go through this whole process out there in the water alone. However, Synaptula hydroformis does it different. It broods its babies inside of its body.
Babies.
And when they're ready, they pop right out of its body.
Oh, well, thank you. I
These
appreciate it.
juveniles are tiny, but they have
And it's
all
gonna
the sea
look different in
cucumber
here
instincts
tomorrow.
to start
Like, we're gonna have a
cucumbering.
setup.
Their
It's gonna
body
look
plan is
nice.
arranged in a circle like
You
their
sound
cousin
fine
the
on this
sea
end. Might head out later to restock. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Now you basically sea urchin. Flip
I appreciate that you're enjoying the camera.
Basic body
It's
plan
great.
of a sea cucumber. Kind of easy to see in this one, but in other species it can be more difficult. I mean, come on, that looks like a sneeze.
You know, a lot of
that put
people
itself back
find it
together.
pretty hard
Around
to
400
put a face to the
700
voice.
years ago, sea
So
cucumbers
here it
went
is.
full mush and lost
It's
most of their
regular,
hard
a regular
bits.
face.
They still technically have an internal skeleton, but it's a bit of a stretch if you ask me. They're little pieces that are sort of spread out through the body. Looks a little like alphabet soup for sadists. They might not look like much, but they are attachment points for collagen fibers and give structure to the body. What's more is sometimes these little ant shapes stick out and provide grippage as they move about. Their mouth holes and their tentacles are supported by a hard bit called a calcareous ring. To move, the sea cucumber uses three systems that often work together. First, a series of tubes and canals are powered by water pressure. Second, muscle fibers run up the length of the body. And third, they have a special kind of collagen under nervous control that can change between stiff and floppy. Jerry, that's a rock.
Stiff and floppy.
In this shot, you can see that fat stiffy really filling up the palm of that man's hand. But within minutes...
Stiff and floppy. Name your sex tape.
Imagine that. I mean, you could play with one of those for hours. With all this specialized equipment, sea cucumbers have figured out a number of ways to move about. Deep-sea scotoplanes mainly use their water-powered tubed feet, which are equipped with a special adhesive that can attach to the ocean floor and then detach. Not the fastest animal, but it's really f***ing slow, isn't it? However, if you speed things up a bit, it certainly seems like they know where they're going, and they're wondering why everything's moving so freaking fast.
Hey Spoon, are you seeing the chat on the stream?
With a wave-like compression and extension
hi,
of their
Luna.
bodies.
There
Some
you go.
species don't even have tube, but they can crawl around in a way that looks just like how vomiting feels. And
There you go,
some
Luna.
have really gotten the hang of it and can put on a bit of speed.
And how's your night going,
Look at this
Pie?
one. He looks like a happy puppy. Of course, the real show-offs put it all together
Apparently I
and
can't
figured
tell.
out how to swim. There,
can't spell.
takes right off. And
I think that's an
slowly
L.
undulates
I don't
like
even know anymore.
it's trying to suck itself. Many species have adaptations that
Oh,
help
yeah, you're
them
good.
swim or float in the current. We'll get to those in a moment, right after a brief message about our sponsor.
There we have it.
Brilliant is a
And while they're
remarkable
talking about their sponsor, let's talk about our sponsors, Ray's Energy Drink. Save yourself 15% by using the code GORGSUP. That's GORGSUP, GORGSUP, ladies and gentlemen. Use that link down below. Also, big shout out to Gorg Esports, Gorg Akuma, Cardano Mystics. Find out you can become part of the Gorg Nation. And big shout out to Geek Infinity Media Team. So without further ado, let's get back to the show.
Patterns in the world around you. Algebra can be intimidating, but if you work on it bit by bit, you start to build up an instinct. Now, one of my favorite topics is how neurons work. Sea cucumbers don't have brains like we do, but by learning about neural networks, you can see how simple rules can give rise to very complex and coordinated behaviors. I don't know about you, but I want to learn every single thing in the world. And honestly, I'm a bit behind schedule, but I want to go at my own pace, Mom. And that's why I recommend Brilliant. To get started for free, visit brilliant.org/zayfriend.
Yeah,
Click on the link.
And yay, attention.
The first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium
I've tried to put
subscription.
in.
I'm a fan and happy to have Brilliant as a sponsor. Where were we?
Prehistoric
Oh, right.
human
Many
neurons,
sea
and
cucumbers have
honestly, it's just
special
kinda annoying.
adaptations for swimming or floating. Some have skirts that look like an umbrella doing the breaststroke. There's this one. Apparently that thing in the back is some sort of a sail. Whole thing looks like an amputated clown foot. What do you think's inside those clown shoes? Some use their oral tentacles to sort of pull themselves along. Ice cream scoops? Crap, you know what that is. Every once in a while, Satan releases a murder chicken. Let me tell you, if that thing gets up to the surface, we're all f***ed. Murder chicken. Most
Murder
species only
chicken.
swim for a short period of time to avoid a
Murder
predator.
chicken.
We have a change in scenery.
Hi Vendetta, how are you? Good to see you tonight.
Victoria decided to go full jellyfish. They spend their entire
Hope you're having a
lives
great
floating
night.
in the water. They are suspension
Hope you're
feeders,
feeling
and use
better.
their tentacles to do the aquatic equivalent of licking air. It's not that easy to see with this one, but there are other suspension-feeding sea cucumbers that live on the seafloor. Rebecca, don't be shy now. Oh, there you are. Rebecca is in the
guess I can
genus
watch it.
Neonidium, and she
There we
has
go.
fabulous tentacles. Sea cucumber tentacles are actually highly modified tubed feet, and they are powered by water pressure. Here is Rebecca's friend Duke, who is in the genus Pseudocalacaris.
I'm doing great, you know, it feels good to kind of get back to a little bit of a normal stream, like normal Geek Infinity shit. The first thing we put back is the old sign, so we got that bad boy rocking, and the camera, and there's going to be more to come as well after tonight, so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of
And then when
fun.
a fish dies, or a whale, there's no place to flush it. So at the bottom of the ocean, there is a gentle rain made of shit and rotting flesh. And that's what sea cucumbers eat. I mean, that's a niche right there. It's a niche you get when you show up late to when they were handing out niches. So what do we have left here? There's live inside volcano and eat all the ocean's shit. But credit to them, the sea cucumbers really took that job and ran with it. The ones that crawl around basically just eat the floor. It's like if your carpet was covered in Cheetos crumbs and you walked around in your hands and then licked your fingers. I mean, they're like a Roomba. If Roombas took giant shits on your kid, because that's what happens.
Yeah.
If it goes in one side, it's got to come out the other. And listen to the
Yikes.
see-through, it's embarrassing having a full load. And it turns out they're doing something pretty important. The science hippies call it nutrient cycling, essentially processing the waste and pooping it out in a form that others can eat. It's not what I'd want to be known for, but it's not nothing.
Hey, do you know?
But it's not nothing.
You
The
find
game?
a grain of sand that hasn't been through the ass of a sea cucumber. Good luck with that.
You're talking about the game Ram, or?
And while we're on this subject, let me
like
tell you, this is no
lore and
ordinary
stuff.
run-of-the-mill anus. It is a cloaca.
Not really.
Ass
Or
pump,
just-
a hole for every season.
Not too
I
familiar.
found this video series.
You know what it's
this,
doing
YouTube
right
series.
there? It's
Hilarious.
breathing out its butt. Because
Yeah,
that
when we played the first
back hole also
episode.
connects to something called a respiratory
Yeah, but let's play a little bit of
let's have a look
the
inside.
Mr. Moon's
Oh,
second
wait,
site
that looks
video.
like
Just a little bit. We don't have to play the whole
The
thing.
respiratory tree
I just want to
is
show
right
everyone a
around
little
here.
example
It's
of
the
it,
highest to our
of how
lungs.
fucking
Water
similar
is
it is.
drawn into the respiratory tree, and that's how
I tried typing
cucumbers
in
get
Mr.
oxygen.
Moons and all I got
Some
was Mr.
species
Satan.
also seem to
Ah,
get nutrients
nice.
through their tree.
Mr.
Sometimes the
Moon's
cloaca
Second
can
Life.
look like it's staring right at you, right into your soul.
That's fucking great.
And let me tell you, if they did exhale quickly and you're on the business end, you'll feel it. It's how they lift off when they want to swim.
Yeah, that's why I said we're just gonna watch like the first few minutes.
Now, the little
Not the whole
attack in an
thing.
awesome hole like that is that there's going to be folks snooping around trying to get a look-see.
Yeah, the stream's kind of flowing right now. We're flying. We've been on for an hour.
Self-promoter.
Kinda
No
just
one's
flew.
talking about the crab. I'd much rather have the fish than the crab. It's more of a contoured fit. I mean, that looks like it did tickle. And then there's an even tinier crab that lives in their respiratory tree. Wonder that some sea cucumbers have evolved anal teeth. Try bringing those to a dentist. You gotta pay extra. But you can't really blame the fish and the crabs.
Try bringing
and the
those to a
nudibranchs.
dentist.
Apparently, the body of a sea cucumber is a nice place to live. No, Jerry. We've seen quite enough of that filth shrimp. Oh, look. That snail's trying to have a ride on that sea cucumber. What's that? Oh, it's trying to eat it. Oh, that's terrifying. The flesh of sea cucumbers has toxins in it, which make it
That's
unappealing for
terrifying.
many
Oh,
predators.
God. Oh,
But
okay,
apparently,
snail. Holy
the ton snail
shit.
is not one of them. And if you taste like
It
crayfish,
is
it's
like-
dangerous down there.
Yeah,
You want to
pretty
see
much.
how dangerous? Look at this. These science hippies made clay models of a sea cucumber. Apparently, that's what you do with a PhD. And look at them. Don't have to do much to model a sea cucumber, do you? Anyway, they put these turdlets in
There
water
we
and
go.
all
That's
those
much
bite
better.
marks. That's not safe. They need some good.
Does my mic
defense.
sound better
Some
now?
of them went
A
straight
little,
for the
little closer.
streamers out your
Yeah.
eyes. Sea cucumbers
I lifted it up.
Holothuriidae have the tubules inside their body attached to their breathing apparatus. When they're stressed, they clench real hard and burst the inside lining of their butt or cloaca. When they do that, their
Imagine
body
your
sort of
superpowers are
rushes out
based
the
on a fucking
backside and the
cucumber.
tubes go with it.
I know,
They
right?
force water from their butt lungs to the tubes, which causes them to elongate. Now, this has a benefit.
But they only
I know what
work
you're
underwater.
What's that old hippie doing in the
That's
ocean? Well, the joke on you, that's a sea cucumber in disguise. Aside from the camouflage, these tubules get very sticky on contact. And it's not easy to do. You try making it that's sticky underwater. Anyways, it makes a big f***ing mess and can tangle a predator. Like this crab
Wow.
doesn't know what personal boundaries are. And on top of that, the tubules are toxic. And the sea cucumber can crawl away from all this because the tubes detach and they grow back too. And you know that ton
Shit.
snail that was eating the sea cucumber? Well, now it's a
What would
ton
it?
snail
What would your
covered in silica
superhero
eating
name
sea
be
cucumber. Take
if
that.
you were a sea cucumber?
But sea cucumbers have their sleeve up their butt.
Like, well, if your power based, like if your power moveset was based off of being a sea cucumber.
Places on their insides. This allows sea cucumbers
The
to rupture
eviscerator.
and expel
What?
their intestines and
The
other
eviscerator?
organs out
Because
the
of
back
that.
or
What's
the
on,
front,
yeah,
depending
because
on
what's
the
going on the,
species.
on the
Aside from being
screen.
Oh
disgusting,
man.
Scare the shit out of
There's
people.
something to
The
chew
villains
on.
don't
And you
know
know
what's
what?
coming out.
Sometimes sea
Oh,
cucumbers
fuck.
eviscerate just
Probably
for the
my
hell of it,
fucking
to clean out
pancreas.
the pipes. Because they can grow all that back in a couple months. Must feel
That's
good to
fucking
have fresh
nuts.
insides. Like
That's
changing your
that's
Yeah.
Check this
that's
out.
really
I would
nuts.
Digestive
My
tract
power
grows back
would
from each
literally
end
just
and
be
meets in the middle.
trucking my
I'm sure
fucking
they're happy to see each other.
organs out of my
Hello,
mouth at the villains.
Hello.
Sprr.
And that is how a sea cucumber do. Helen,
God.
you're in there.
It's
What
terrible.
are you doing
It's
inside
terrible.
of Frederick's anus? Well, did you ask
It's
Frederick if
me,
he wanted someone in
sticky
his
icky
anus?
woman.
Well, you should do. Maybe Frederick gets a turn in your anus next. How you like it? You like
Wow.
fish eyes at
Wow,
the
Shooting
Vinny.
like little sticky
You've been
strings out of
eating his
their ass.
gonads, haven't you, Helen? Well, don't apologize to me.
It's like Spider-Man,
Apologize
but
to Frederick
thicker.
And his anus.
Dummy,
Yeah.
dummy thick Spider-Man.
Yeah, dummy thick Spider-Man. Oh wow. Well, now that that's in the
This is better
universe,
for
I'm sure
anime,
that
man.
that's gonna be a fucking a VR chat avatar. Should play.
I see cucumber. with
I would call myself cucumberous.
See, now that sounds like a Greek kind of thing. No, fucking Roman. It sounds Roman.
Cucumberous.
Cucumber. I am cucumberous.
Yeah.
As my father before me, cucumberese.
Cucumberese. That just reminded me of one of the Spider-Man shorts I saw. Oh, wow. Maybe it's not gonna play.
Yeah, it's probably too long. Like a cucumber.
Oh man, I would love to play some. Yeah, there you go. Well, I don't know if we can play a whole episode. How long is it?
This is 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. You're good. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I think it's broken now.
Way to go, Spoon.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. I got
this
it.
1 hour long video. Yeah,
Hold on.
Right
Vindy sent a video for us to put on. Hold on.
So. Fuck
that.
Oh Jesus! Oh God! Yeah.
What happened?
I was bitten by a regular spider.
Do you have any powers?
Bitten by a regular spider.
Power of minutes left to live. I shit
I have the power of minutes left to live. That's fucking great.
Oh Jesus!
That's fucking great. Uh-oh.
We got minutes.
I have the power of minutes left to live. That's fucking great. Spider-Man using webs to cover his cucumber. Wow.
Wow.
It's like a silk condom, I guess. If you really think about it. I love that guy.
Alright, I guess this doesn't work, so we'll try something else.
Well, here, let me try it. Maybe you did too many or something.
I got a good one. Oh, it's working now.
Oh, there we go.
This is the Kakarot DLC.
Oh.
And honestly, I'm pretty sure the Japanese don't know what a fucking crying baby sounds like. I fucking swear they don't know what
Yeah.
what a baby sounds like.
At all.
So this isn't I don't. As far as I can tell, it's not based around Dragon Ball Minus, but the original Dragon Ball.
Okay.
As you can tell by these scientists.
So let me.
Who let these people in charge of baby noises? Bro, the music that's gonna show up,
Yeah.
fucking chills.
That's true. Man, I would love to play some shitty, but we need someone to deal.
Vinny, get in here.
Cheers. Or Vendetta.
Oh yeah, Vendetta. Bro, this music though, it goes fucking hard.
It do. When you don't think you do, when it really do be, you know?
Well, it's Bardock, so they kind of have to.
Father of Goku. Toa. Lord Shugesh. Lord Shugesh. Shugeshi, baby. That's my boy. Borgos. Boring.
But yeah, that music though, I fuck.
It slaps, bro.
Why does it go? Why is it so?
It should not slap that hard.
No,
it should not. Let me try to put this. I'm gonna try to put this Mr. Moon, dude. I want to watch a little bit of it. Oops.
If it works.
If it doesn't, then it wasn't meant to be. Ticket to hell. Ticket to hell. Alright. Good thing I'm on the old desktop. Yeah, it's probably not gonna.
Oh wait, hold on. Do you want to get triggered?
No. I'm on stream. Oh.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Oh my god.
Oh yes, you do.
I bet I do. Wow.
Ew, they got SpongeBob next? Ew. That's fucking gross. Hold on. Alright, prepare to get triggered, everybody. Because I threw a fucking fit. I threw a fuck. You'll see why I threw a fucking tantrum about it. Now, you let me know when they actually start power scaling Trunks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You tell me at one point in time to actually start to power scale Trunks.
Yeah, good luck. It still doesn't make sense.
Oh, he's stronger than Goku when he fought Beerus.
Everyone knows Trunks is the coolest Dragon Ball character. Don't lie, when he showed up to prove Goku wasn't the only Super Saiyan around, you popped a Shenron in your pants.
That's fair.
I mean, kind of.
Slaughtered by a deadly android duo and using his mother's time machine to hop to the
But need another beer.
right. Trunks made his triumphant return to his
Well, you don't really need to see this part.
Oh yeah, I know.
When he was intercepted by this JoJo posing.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good. It was a good time. Alright, time to reload.
Welcome to the world of Disney's Loki. Oh, sorry, Dragon Ball Heroes. An alternate universe. No, Xenoverse, where every Dragon Ball story has its own canon timeline.
But why are you explaining this? We don't care. Doesn't act. Yeah, this.
This Trunks was made to atone for his crimes against time by joining Cronoa's secret enforcers.
Inspired by a Yu-Gi-Oh card named Tyler.
You won't try to guess what the Time Patrol does. But hey, even if it wasn't
Oh, they're going. Enjoys card games and drinking heat tap.
to protect the whole multiverse, he has the usual collection of the Saiyans keypad.
Well, extra too.
Which food?
That's what we do. You know when I take my headset off and then...
Even with the differing timelines, it's heavily implied this Trunks has lived all the way through some variation of the Goku Black Saga. Therefore, he possesses all powers the original Trunks has, including the ability to assume the golden form of the...
Does anybody out there watch Death Battle? Or familiar?
And don't mind me if I start throwing another fit.
Yeah.
Unlock godly key within himself, taking on the incredible red...
I hope everyone out there is having a great night. If you're watching, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, you know, and smash the bell notification too to stay up to date with all things Geek Infinity.
Come on, dude. Knowledge is never useless. Okay, so all
Yours
the
is.
timelines in Dragon Ball Heroes are recorded in tomes called the Scrolls of Eternity. Anytime
I'm going to fall asleep here because they don't need to explain this part.
there's just one.
Hmm.
They don't need to explain the fucking timelines.
Well, I mean,
Hit the limit, surprise, you just
They
trigger
really don't.
they don't, but
They
I
literally
mean,
have to say, well,
branching off the main
they could
Trunks and Co.
go over it briefly, but they don't have to go into fucking detail like this.
yeah. But, you know, it's filler.
But they're not
And
using
it's
the
content.
same trunks.
No, they're not.
True.
No, they're not. It's not the same.
Yeah, because what? They've already distinguished they're using 3 types of trunks.
Yeah, Luna, what's your favorite death battle so far that you've seen?
With me?
No, I'm talking to Luna in the chat. She said that she watches death battle as well. And yeah, you too, Spoon. It goes out to
None of them.
everybody.
That's where those lesser time branches come in.
You know why?
No, no.
Because they're wrong.
Oh, wow.
It's like,
come on.
Complete with an assortment of collectible cards that can summon facsimiles of well-known characters.
That's right. Super Saiyan 4 Goku
Hey,
is
fuck.
a rare reverse hollow now.
It's true. I actually love that game.
yeah. We should get back on that.
I know. I love that game.
Funded a dual disc style hero switch so he can use his cards on the go. And you thought Trunks was cool before he went full Seto Kaiba.
Full Seto Kaiba, yeah, pretty much. That's a fair.
I guess their most accurate battle, which I do kind of enjoy, is Boba Fett versus the Predator.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Even Super Saiyan 4 Vegito had trouble.
That's
Dante
actually more
versus
accurate than any
Bayonetta
other
mostly
fucking battle.
because I love the crossover. Nice. Okay.
You like what?
Luna says that her favorite is Dante versus Bayonetta, mostly because I love the crossover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to being powered by Pinky over there, it can summon the power of the Eternal Time Labyrinth! Which is just really fun to say.
Well, even more fun, it traps targets in the crack of time, a bubble of reality outside all timelines with windows into others. And the key sword was powerful enough to finish off Mechicabra in a single strike.
Obviously, this puts Xeno Trunks in the upper echelons of Dragon Ball power levels, even eclipsing the main timeline's Goku, who could destroy the universe up to 13 times over when he first channeled Super
That's
Saiyan
true.
God.
The same Goku who could push through Hit's time skips and could fly from Grand Kai's planet to Hell in less than a minute.
Considering the distance
No, Goku
Ooh,
has all
some
that
accuracy,
water.
but again,
Speeds over 29 quintillion times
they're not doing any
faster than
strength feats, which is very important. Like how much stronger is he than fucking Goku?
I guess that really is up for debate at this point. You know what I mean?
If I wanted to give a scale, I'd say he's Tournament of Power Super Saiyan Blue Goku. As Super Saiyan God. And his Trunks, Super Saiyan God Xeno Trunks is roughly about Tournament of Power Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
The world of Mobius has entered an era of darkness. This savage future has been ravaged by unending fires, giant monsters, ecological disasters, and general dystopia of all kinds. But standing against this harsh and bleak reality is a lone hero. A young hedgehog with silver quills named, Silver.
So, yeah, comic book Silver doesn't
Very
sound too
original.
different from the one in the video games, right? Don't count on it. This is the same comic where all the tales in the multiverse fuse together into this monstrosity.
Oh, I forgot that happened.
For a wild
Ew.
ride.
With no family to speak of, Silver was taken in by the last elders of his damaged world, including the immortal Wizard of Chaos, Mammoth Mogul.
Silver's goal was to become a Knight of Cronus, a time-traveling...
I think I'm gonna take a shot of Fireball.
Clicking! Stop fucking clicking!
I think I'm gonna take a shot of Fireball.
Though not quite at the same level as
Look how frosty the bottle is. Shit's cold as fuck. Shit got ice all over it. Let's go.
More, a lot more.
Cheers.
Silver possesses the rare
What
power
was that?
of psychokinesis, allowing him to move himself or other objects around with just his thoughts. He can move anything from rocks to skyscrapers to entire mountains.
But that's not all
Damn.
out of his sleeves. Gloves. He always keeps a warp ring on hand. A size-shifting power ring that can teleport him anywhere, even other dimensions.
And he can access the insight, resistances to corruption, and power boosts many other Mobians can attain with usual power rings.
With all this,
Very
he
nice,
was
very
a
nice.
shoo-in for school with the Woolly Mammoth Mage. Thanks to Mogul, Silver got to learn about 2 other magic abilities he'd soon master. First up, Chaos Control! The magic Mogul pioneered himself centuries ago. This is the stuff Sonic and friends used to shoot pew-pews and turn into super not Saiyans.
Then, Mogul discovered another magic, Cronus Control. With this, Silver can move through time with very little effort, made even easier thanks to his Time Stone, a gem that governs time itself.
After doing tons of research, Gross, Sylvie, and Mogul discovered that their shitty lives could all be blamed on just one person. Apparently, one of Sonic's own freedom fighters turned traitor and ruined everything.
Looks like the stream's gone.
So Silver set off with a full arsenal to baby Thanos that bastard.
Only one problem. The Archie Sonic multiverse is complicated.
Geek, the stream.
Barely even cuts it. Jocelyn, how about you take this one?
Okay, Archie Sonic Universe is similar in scope to something like DC Comics, with multiple
Policy violations.
like the Chaos Force.
The hell?
There are infinite universes with infinite timelines and infinite characters.
What happened?
If Sonic needed more of those.
I don't know. It says stream unavailable. Stream suspended for policy violations.
What?
Time Stone, Warp Rings, and Cronus.
What the fuck?
Timeline or dimension is out of Silver's reach.
What is going on?
Sushi mixed with vodka. Time hopping this way had some weird side effects, like decoupling Silver from time. So if he causes a real bad butterfly effect, he doesn't erase like